Bonjour! 2020 is slowly coming to an end and it's now time to review all the products that I used the most this year in my kit and which ones are the best. But before that, this part of the video is in collaboration with Luisa. I have worked with them in the past, and if you've been following my videos, you can see that I'm always wearing the same jewelry, and all of them are from Luisa. I have tried their jewelry for long enough now to know that they are generally a good quality. So when they reached out to me to ask me if I wanted to be part of their VIP program, I could only say yes. If you don't know Luisa, it's a brand that's very conscious about their impact on the planet. So they are water and carbon neutral, and most of their materials are recycled. It's not always easy to find good, sustainable brands that offer high quality products, and I really find that these are really worth it, especially for the price, because they are actually pretty affordable when you think about the quality that you get. Multiple times between our past collaboration, I actually went on their website and bought some pieces for myself because that's just how much I love them. And for this time, I picked these beautiful gold hoops. Now that my hair is a bit longer, I feel like I can wear bigger hoops, and these ones are just the perfect size. I also got this necklace that has a black onyx stone at the center, which is probably my favorite stone for jewelry, and I just love how it's stacking so nicely with my herring gold chain. And because Christmas is coming very soon, I also picked up a pair of earrings for my lovely mother-in-law that I'm going to see very soon. So I got these little double gold hoops that are simple enough, so it's pretty safe for a gift. Like, I'm pretty sure she's gonna like it, and it also has this nice modern touch that makes them very unique and elegant. So if you're still looking for gift ideas for your friends, your family, or even for yourself, I would definitely recommend you to go check out Luisa. And I actually have a special code for you. If you enter Justin Makeup 20 at checkout, you will get 20% off for your entire order. I will put the link of some of my favorite pieces in the description box for you, so you can go check it out. So thank you to Luisa, and we can now go ahead with the awards of the best products of the year. I picked my most used and my best products in each category. I feel like if I didn't have them in my kit, I would feel completely naked. I feel like they kind of became part of my makeup style at this point. I use them on pretty much all of my jobs, and if you see that I've missed some categories, it means that I still haven't found the best of the best product for me and that I'm still looking for it. What I'm gonna show you is only my absolute top favorites, the products that I will always buy and probably keep using for a very long time. Let's start with the skincare, with this beautiful discovery that I actually made this year, which is the Bioderma Shine Control Moisturizer. I bought it only a few months ago, but I have been using it all the time since then. It's a drugstore product, so it's pretty affordable. I'm sure it's less than $20, and it gives the skin such a beautiful finish. I actually think that it could be compared to a makeup primer. Like, I've seen makeup primers that do way less than this one does. I love using it obviously on oily skins because it really helps to control the sebum. If you have an oily skin, I would really recommend you to check it out because it's really amazing. It's very helpful when I work in film or when I work with men. I find that applying that as a base really helps to control the shine without having to add too much product after that. Then we have the lip sleeping mask from Neige. You've heard me talking about it multiple times. It's a staple. You know how popular it is. Everyone loves it. I love to apply a thick layer of it when I'm doing my skincare and really let the lips soak all that moisture. So when it's time for me to apply the lipstick, it's all nice and smooth. I use it on its own sometimes because it has a beautiful shine. It smells really nice. So when I'm working with kids, I also like to apply a little on their lips. I use it for myself as well. It's one of the best lip balms I've ever tried. In the lip balm category, I also have this one from Kiehl that's called the Facial Fuel. I think it's part of the line that's for men, but everyone can use it. I really like to have that in my kit because it's one of the rare lip balms that has a matte finish. It's very, very hard to find. That's actually the only one that I know of. It also has a peppermint scent, so it feels very nice when you apply it on the lips. It feels very fresh. So if you just want your lips to feel hydrated without the shine, this one is really perfect for that. And that's actually the only products that I'm gonna put in the skincare category because, I mean, as you can imagine, I have a lot more. It's more specific products that I would use only for certain skin types, and it's not general enough for me to consider them as best of the best. So let's move on to the next category. So now for the complexion. You know, I'm not a big fan of makeup primers. I think that if you have a good skin prep, you don't need a primer. The only one that I use frequently and that I really love, it's this one from Givenchy. It's the Prisme primer. I use it the most for its mattifying effect when I have people with a combination skin. I always apply a little bit on the T-zone, or for example, if I'm taking care of a talent that has a bald head, sometimes their heads get really, really shiny because of the light. So I just put a really thin layer over their head and it really controls the shine without looking too powdery or too makeup-y. It makes the skin feel almost velvety. I really like the texture of it. Now for the foundation, you're probably guessing which two are on my favorite list for this year. I'm talking about the Face Atelier foundations first. They are called the Ultra Foundation Pro. I have been a fan of this foundation for multiple years now. It's actually the first foundation I added to my kit and I keep repurchasing it every time I finish a bottle. I would say that they are medium coverage, but you can really shear them out to have something lighter, and you can also achieve a full coverage if you want to because they're really, really buildable and they don't get cakey. They have the most beautiful smoothing effect. They have a very nice and natural glow. I think I carry in my kit maybe 8 of their shades. I will put all the references in the description box for you so you can go check it out. Most of them are running really, really low, so I'm gonna have to place a big order very soon. Face Atelier, I would say that it's probably my #1 favorite. But my #2 comes very, very close. I'm talking about the Dior Backstage foundations. They became super popular this year. I never really paid attention to them before because it's Dior. I don't wanna, you know, pay for the Dior price. I didn't 100% like them at first, only because they have more of a matte finish, and that's not my preference. I like more glowy foundations, but I found out that in certain situations, on certain jobs, it's actually very, very helpful. And this one has such a fine texture. It's beautiful. It really melts into the skin. And depending on the person's skin type, you sometimes don't even have to powder it. It's one of the most long-lasting foundations I've ever tried. The shade range is absolutely incredible. I think they have like 30-40 shades. They go from the lightest shade to really the darkest. The undertones are beautiful. They're very liquidy, so they're super, super easy to blend. They look super natural. It just disappears on the skin. I love it. I hate it because I think they are $50 each, which is so much money considering that there's no pro discount. There's no discount whatsoever unless Sephora has a sale, but otherwise it's full price. So don't like that. But I love the product. Now I have a favorite color corrector. It's the one from Nars. I don't know if they have a name. Do they have a name? No, I guess it's just color corrector. And why I love them so much, it's because of the texture. Once it's applied and blended in the skin, just dries right away. So you have to be pretty quick when you're blending it. but it means that after only a couple of seconds, you can go and apply your corrector on top of it, which is great when you want to work faster, because a lot of color corrector are more in a cream sort of texture, so they need a lot more time to set, and I hate that. It also has the tiniest little sparkles, which is weird at first, but it really helps to brighten the under eye area or the area that you're trying to brighten up. For my concealer, it's a product that I actually discovered this year as well, and it's a Dior product again. It's the Dior Forever Skin Correct. It comes with a little applicator like that, and it is full coverage. It's beautiful, but once again the texture is so fine, and it's kind of self-setting, so you don't need to powder it too much. It doesn't crease very easily. I love to apply it in thin layer with a fluffy brush, and I have the most beautiful results even on my mature client, because you don't want to put a product that's too thick or too dry, especially around the eyes. And I find that this one works so well. It's not cakey, it's not drying, it's very easy to blend, it's creamy enough. I've tried so many different concealers and nothing comes close to this one. Once again, with Dior, their color range is so beautiful. They have so many different shades. I think they could do a little bit better for the lightest and the darkest one. They could extend it a little. Every time I'm using it on someone, they are asking me about it. I have recommended this product so many times. I would compare it actually to the Too Faced concealer. It's kind of similar. I find that Dior is a little more hydrating. I honestly doubt that I'm ever gonna be able to find a better concealer than that. It's so good. Let's move on to the powders. And when I was sitting down looking at my kit to, you know, select the products to make this video, I thought that I could not make this video without mentioning this palette. I don't know if I've ever talked about it on this channel. It's from Ben Nye, which is a professional makeup brand. It's the refillable press powder. Just look at the state of this palette. Like, this is just holding together with a piece of tape. Only because I use this powder constantly, and it has, you know, nothing glamorous to it. It's just a professional brand that's made to be just good, simple and practical. I think it's the format that makes me use it all the time, because I usually like to use multiple powder shades on one face. Having multiple shades open in one palette is very helpful. They are pretty comparable to the blot powders from MAC if you've ever tried them. It's like you can barely feel any texture on the skin. No, not too much pigmentation, but it's just to lightly mattify the skin. And if you're a makeup artist, you know how everything takes so much space, how everything is just so heavy. So having such a compact palette is amazing. You should really check it out if that's a problem you're having too. Another powder that I really love, and this time has a little bit more coverage, it's the Microsmooth powder from Sephora Collection. I have it in so many different shades. It has a little bit of coverage. I mean, it's a powder, so you know, you never get a lot of coverage, but why I really like it, it's because it gives a beautiful natural glow to the skin. You know, sometimes when you're using a regular powder just to mattify your skin, it can look a little flat sometimes. Well, this one mattifies, but it still keeps a natural glow. And the price is also really great, because I believe that they're 25 Canadian dollars each. For the bronzer, it's once again one from Sephora Collection. I think their powder products are really great. Like, their blushes are very nice. Some of their eyeshadows are so beautiful too. I think they're pretty good at that. And why I love this bronzer so much is because of the shades, especially this one, the number one. It's not too orangey, because, for example, on a fair skin tone like mine, a lot of bronzers tend to be too warm, and that's not really what I like. So this one has a very nice neutral tone that I really love to use, and I even use it for sculpting the face sometimes. And this bronzer is fully matte. There's no sparkles whatsoever. The price is very affordable. I love to apply it with a big fluffy brush. I find that it blends very nicely, and that's actually the only bronzer that I have in my kit. That's it. That's the only one I use. Now for the blush, I have a product that is not very popular. I actually haven't seen anybody talking about it, and I don't understand why, because it's just the best. I'm talking about this cream blush palette from MAC Pro. So it's MAC MAQ. It's a professional brand from Paris. It's not MAC Cosmetics at all. I started to really like cream blushes when it became popular like a year ago or so. And I was shopping around to, you know, buy a couple of them. And I was gonna go for the Ilia ones, like the ones in the stick. But the price is $45 per stick. Like if I had to buy 4 of them, that would be a lot of money. So I started to look around for different options and actually found this one. The price of this is pretty much the price of 1 stick from Ilia, and in this one you're getting 10 shades, and it's pretty deep, so you're getting a lot of product too. It's a very pigmented cream blush, and it looks so natural. It's not too shiny, it's not glowy, it's not matte either. It just has this perfect satin finish. The fact that I can have so many blush shades in such a small packaging is amazing for makeup artists. For highlighters, you know I'm a very big fan of the very popular Beauty Light one from Charlotte Tilbury. I just find that this one gives the skin such a beautiful natural glow. There's a lot of beautiful highlighters on the market, but I always go back to this one, and I also like to mix it with my cream blushes, my liquid blushes if I want something that's very bright. If you're a bridal makeup artist, that's an absolute must-have, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree with me. That's actually the highlighter that I'm wearing today because I love it so much that I bought one for myself, and that's the only highlighter I use on myself. It just looks radiant without looking too much. I am going to skip the contour products just because I haven't found one that I really love. You know, I'm obsessed with the contour stick from Westman Atelier that I have for myself, but it's so expensive. It's like $60 for one contour stick, so I refuse to buy it for my kit. I'm really looking for this sort of like gray cool tone sort of product. If you have any suggestions, I would love to hear that. For the setting spray, no big surprise, my favorite one is everyone's favorite one, is the All Nighter from Urban Decay. The All Nighter is the only one, I think, with the Charlotte Tilbury. The Charlotte Tilbury one is pretty good at that as well, but they are the only ones that actually help your makeup to stay on for a lot longer. What I would do is I would spray it before applying the makeup, so right after skincare, and then I would do the full makeup application and I would apply a second layer of the All Nighter just to kind of lock it in, and it works so well. When I use this product on set, I actually did the test one day where I applied setting spray on one person and not on the other. I could really tell the difference. I didn't have to do as many touch-ups on the person that had setting spray on. A lot of people are questioning if setting sprays actually work, and I would say that this one definitely does. Now for the eyes, I have almost completely stopped using powder eyeshadows unless the look that I'm going for really needs powder eyeshadow. I try to avoid it. I don't like using powder eyeshadows. I find it annoying to blend. I find it annoying to work with. There is fallout. Don't like it. I've almost entirely switched to creamy eyeshadows, and my favorite ones are these ones, the Eyes to Mesmerize from Charlote Tilbury. I have 4 shades in my kit, and that's usually all that I need because my style of makeup is much more on the natural side, so I never really do anything too complicated on the eyes. They're so easy to apply, it takes 2 seconds to blend. I even use them for myself as well when, you know, I don't have time to do my makeup in the morning. I just go like that with my finger, blend it super quickly, and it's done. It looks like I've spent so much more time doing my own makeup when it's actually not the case. They tend to crease a lot depending on the skin type. If you have more an oily skin, then you might not like it, but if you don't, then it's probably not gonna crease more than other creamy eyeshadows. For the eyeliner, it's the Epic Wear from NYX. This one is a little short now. If you've ever tried this product, you know how nice they are to work with. They are very creamy, they are super easy to blend if you want to have this sort of like smoky liner. And I love this shade in particular. I think it's called Deepest Brown because I find that using black sometimes is just very harsh. I actually very rarely use black liner. I usually go with a brown, and because this one is a deeper brown, it's not too soft but not too strong either. It's right in the middle. Now for liquid liner, I selected this one from Danessa Myricks. It's actually not technically a liquid liner, it's just a Colorfix. It comes in so many different shades and different finishes. There's some metallic ones, some matte, some glossy ones, some glittery ones, but this one is called Blackout. It's just a matte, very pigmented liquid black. What I like about it is that it's not too liquidy, because sometimes it can be hard to work with a very liquid eyeliner. This one is more sort of gel or cream, so I would just apply it with an angled brush, and I find that it's easy to work with. You can also easily blend it, and once it's set, it just dries right away. It doesn't transfer on the lid. It's not technically waterproof, but I don't think it would smudge. And because it's a tube, it's actually very practical for me. It's much more hygienic than using an eyeliner that's in a pot. They are very, very pigmented. You don't have to go over it multiple times. Just one line and that's it, it's done. I am not going to include any mascara in here just because I don't have a favorite mascara. When I use it in my kit, I actually use a disposable mascara wand, again to not spread the bacteria, and I find that we usually really like a mascara because of the brush, because just the way the brush is like holding your lashes. I haven't found one that has such an incredible formula that it makes a difference. To me, they all do pretty much the same job. For the brows, I have these eyebrow pencils from Sephora Collection once again. I don't think you should spend a lot of money on brow products. I find that a lot of them do pretty much the same thing. So I really like this one from Sephora Collection. I like the NYX ones as well. They do the job, they are affordable. These ones are waterproof, and I like the fact that the tip is really thin. It allows me to do a more precise work. Like I can even draw single hair if I want to. They have so many different shades too. I have 5 of them right now in my kit. Let's move on to the lips, and I'm gonna start with the lip liners, and obviously the queen of lip liners is Charlote Tilbury, and the 2 shades that I use the most is Iconic Nude, which is the nicest, very neutral brown, gray, and Pillow Talk Medium. I have all the Pillow Talks. I have the regular one that I use quite often, but I like the medium shade better. I just like using a darker shade just to be able to sculpt the lips a little more. And I like this formula in particular because if you've ever tried them, you know how creamy they are. A lot of longer lasting lip pencils have more of a drier texture, when this one is more like a gel. They are still pretty long lasting, super easy to apply, super easy to draw on the lips. So I find that using this one really helps my application to be a lot smoother. And to be honest, Charlotte Tilbury, she's killing everything with the shades that she's offering. Like, these shades are just so simple but so unique at the same time. I haven't found shades that I like as much as I do with these ones. Without any surprise, the lipstick that I've used the most in 2022 is the Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury again. Ah, surprise! It's mostly because of the shade. It just looks so nice on a lot of people, especially people with a fair skin tones. You apply it on the lips and right away the person or the client just loves it. You know, there's no like back and forth, oh, this neutral is more brown, more no. Pillow Talk, everyone loves it. Brides love it. It looks really good on camera. If I need my lipstick to be long lasting, I know that this one will do the job for sure. And even when it fades very nicely. It doesn't leave any like weird marks or anything. Now, when I don't want to apply a lipstick, when I just want a little bit of color but not too much, my go-to is always the Merit lip oil. The first shade that I bought is Au Naturel. Since then I bought a couple more shades, but I think this one is the one that I use the most because it's not too pink, not too brown. A lot of lip oils are almost transparent, very sheer. When this one, you can still see the color on the lips and you can still see some pigmentation. It's hydrating, but it's not too sticky, because if you're applying a product like that on someone that's gonna be talking a lot, you don't want the product to be too sticky, to be too runny. You have to find the exact texture. That's why I like using this one. I just find that it's simple, it works well, and that's perfect for me. That was the last product that I wanted to share with you today. These products are, honestly, if you see a photo of my work, probably half of the products I've used are part of what I've shown you today. I'm actually curious to see if I'm gonna keep using them as much as I do now in 2023. So let's see, in 1 year I'll make another video and we can compare and see how everything evolved. It would be so fun if in the comments you were leaving your most used makeup, because I know that for my personal makeup, the makeup that I use the most is not necessarily the makeup that I like the most. I think when I'll be posting this video, I'll be on vacation because I'm going to spend Christmas with family. I'll be away for a couple of weeks, so I wish all of you wonderful holidays. Have all the fun. Don't forget to check out Ana Luisa for your Christmas shopping. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you when I get back. Bisous!